Hello, hello. Before I start my plan with me for February, I thought I'd do a flip through just so you could see what a completed month of my bullet journal looks like. So I've got the cover page with Lil Sebastian, the monthly overview. I had quite a lot going on this January actually. Januaries are usually pretty quiet for me, so you know, happily busy for a change. The brain dump page was a tribute to the Cones of Dunshire, Ben Wyatt's board game. Here's where I just dump any ideas, brainstorming, and if I'm on the phone and need to jot anything down, it goes here as well. Week 1, this is the first month that I experimented with a more freeform layout. In the past I've always set out a whole week before I started that week, but this time I just let it flow as needed, playing with washi tape again, did a little doodle of Ron Swanson drunk on snake juice, if anyone remembers that episode of Parks and Rec. All throughout the theme I also did little speech bubbles of some of my favourite interactions. This was also the week I decided to bake an orange and polenta cake, which is the cake that I make most often. And while I, largely remember how to make the cake, sometimes I do forget the precise measurements and timings, so I thought I'd just make this doodle to remind me of just the numbers that I often forget. So now I can just refer to this page in my journal rather than searching for it online every time I need to bake the cake. This week I started out with Monday, Tuesday, and then I just said rest of the week, because a lot of the tasks I had were ongoing throughout the week. Another quote by April saying, "I love cats and dogs. They should be rewarded for not being people. I hate people." I feel that. I decided to only have a double page spread for the remaining 18 days of the month, because once again all the tasks I had were largely ongoing. Leslie, I tried to make ramen in the coffee pot and I broke everything. Classic by Andy. If you haven't seen Parks and Rec, I'm sorry for the very random quotes I'm throwing at you, but it's an amazing show and very quotable. I wish I'd left a page for this as part of my 2019 setup, so I just added it after January. I've got a list of films that I'd like to watch, and when I do watch them I move them over here and list down who directed it and my rating. So far in January I've seen Bird Box, Bandersnatch, Mary Poppins Returns and The Favourite. Definitely recommend The Favourite. It was hilarious, very well acted, beautifully cast, beautifully shot. Just go see it. That's my January. Very happy with how the month turned out, and let's get on with planning February. Fun fact about me, I was born in China, but I grew up in Birmingham from the age of 5. I had a really happy childhood in Birmingham. I absolutely loved it. Didn't come away with the Brummie accent, however. If anyone's wondering what the Brummie accent sounds like, watch the show Peaky Blinders. I mean, you should watch Peaky Blinders anyway because it's a fantastic show, but they actually managed to make the Brummie accent somewhat sexy, which is quite a feat. Since the first few series of Peaky Blinders are set in the 20s, I thought it would be a nice idea to incorporate an Art Deco vibe into this month's theme. I've never created anything with an Art Deco inspired look before, so my first point of call was to go on Pinterest, search Art Deco and pin a bunch of stuff, be it alphabets, artwork and graphics, general inspiration that I can draw upon. It was so much fun experimenting with different shapes and patterns, even borders. I just completely fell in love with the whole Art Deco vibe. I think I'll look for ways to use it again in the future. I do my initial outline in the Muji 0.38 gel pen. I inevitably make lots of mistakes and have to go back with the Muji correction pen. For the blocky areas that I want to colour in, I will use the Tombow dual brush pen set. And for the smaller areas that I need more control, I use the Tombow calligraphy pen. I am very impatient waiting for the pen to dry before I take my eraser and erase my initial pencil drawing, so I'm considering trying out another fine gel pen aside from the Muji, one that will dry a bit quicker. So if you have any suggestions on that front, please drop me a comment. I found some stills from Peaky Blinders of my favourite characters, Tommy Shelby and Aunt Polly, and thought I'd do a little sketch of each of them. I don't know how anyone who watches the show doesn't fall in love with Cillian Murphy. He is the most beautiful creature I've ever seen, and his voice just breaks my heart. While you're watching this sped up version of me sketching, thought I'd take the opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Charlotte. I'm a freelance photographer living in South London. I shoot mostly weddings. That takes up my life from April to October every year. The rest of the year I also shoot things like food, travel, lifestyle, a little bit of everything. Keeps things interesting. So the way I like to use my bullet journal is a combination of planner and sketchbook. When I'm not hiding behind my camera or bullet journaling, you'll probably find me either getting in the way as my boyfriend tries to cook up a storm, or taking my Westie puppy out on a walk, or trying to cuddle my somewhat tolerant pygmy hedgehog Bramble. So that's me in a nutshell. Ever since my parents enrolled me in art school at the age of 3.5, I think, I've always loved drawing. Being Chinese, my parents did, as a teenager, encourage me to pursue a more vocational set of subjects at school, so I didn't take art after the age of 16, which I really regret. I'm really glad to have discovered the art of bullet journaling. I started my first attempt about 1.5 years ago, but the passion sort of fizzled out because I was trying too hard to make my journal look like everybody else's. This time round, I'm doing it for me alone, creating whatever makes me happy, and a positive side effect is that now I'm a more productive person. I start every day with 5 to 10 minutes of journaling, and it clears my head. It's my form of meditation and sets me on the right track for a really productive day. So here is what my February is going to look like. Like I said before, absolutely love the Art Deco influence, and all that's left to do is to wish you a very happy February. Bye!